startups have had a great decade in India. The stability and the consistency in policy making and having a stable government is something of a novelty in the regions that we are competing against. The India story has been narrated so well abroad. There is so much appetite for investing into India.
He is truly a startup prime minister. He has many attributes of an entrepreneur, right? He thinks big in terms of impact, but before doing so, he experiments that at a small scale. His ability of being able to look at large scale initiatives, but then tracking its execution very closely.
Prime Minister Modi laid out the vision of making India a startup nation soon after getting elected in 2014 with his Startup India and Stand Up India program. And this has helped India's startup ecosystem become the third largest in the world over the last 8 years. I have been fortunate to be a part of the National Startup Advisory Council in the last couple of years. And I have seen firsthand the effort put in by the Prime Minister, his Council of Ministers, and the government at large in promoting India's startup ecosystem.
Since our Honorable Prime Minister took over in 2014, India's startup ecosystem has been thriving, and we are well on our way to become the startup capital of the world. The number of registered startups in India have grown to massive 73,000 this year. More than 50% of them come from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. We now have more than 100 unicorns and growing. All of this was never possible without PM's vision.
Since the Prime Minister took charge and brought spotlight on Startup India, is something that is very, very monumental and something that is a key instrument in putting India on the startup map of the world today. I think just this what sounds like a small thing, that a slogan called Startup India, actually catalyzed the entire ecosystem. But once the Prime Minister takes leadership or provides leadership for something like this, the entire government machinery and the entire ecosystem feels galvanized, feels energized, feels inspired. And that's what I think is the biggest contribution to this ecosystem. Prime Minister Modi has not just played a role of supporting the ecosystem, he's actually played a leadership role in driving this ecosystem forward.
Specifically in our government, there were a lot of rules, a lot of regulations. I think the most interesting thing is he's giving that power back to the startups. That look, you are special, you're doing something good for the country, and thus whatever help you need, we are willing to provide.
I think fortunate, glad, and to witness this entire change in the last decade that the country has seen when it comes to entrepreneurship, technology, ease of doing business, and most importantly, getting rid of the red tapeism that was always hampering our country's growth. In 2016, I very clearly remember how PM Modi ji inaugurated the Startup India mission at Vigyan Bhavan. And I was there to witness, that extremely important, thunderous event that captured a lot of eyeballs at that time.
I was building a startup in electricity theft detection. I used to work with a lot of governments, and the atmosphere was completely different. Now, when you go to a Startup India or a Niti Aayog or Invest India or MEPI, they are super progressive, super intelligent, completely in sync with the time, and just taking bold decisions and helping drive India ahead. So I think just surrounding yourself with amazing people is another quality which PM Modi showcases very, very clearly.